Sullivan, the high one. Oh, magnificent catch by Alex Lobb, the Dragons Junior. Look out, Buller with Galvin next to him. Then the pass to Sullivan, and Sullivan's gone.
At 10-0 up, the confidence was high. The energy was high.
Sullivan, chance, Seyfarth gets it down.
We give ourselves every opportunity. We had a week off, freshened up. We start with a lot of energy, 14-12 at half-time.
Here it comes for Hunt. Oh, fully Coruscant and an absolute peach of a pass. Hunt goes himself, ducks under and scores.
To have 20% of the ball and have as many errors as what we did, schoolboy errors, to be honest, unacceptable.
Here it comes for Hunt. Here's Sloan, gets it to Lomax, and Lomax will finish with a try. Absolute domination in this second half. 56-14.
Discipline, it is just hurting us. Give away silly penalties, we lose our head, and unfortunately we're in a position where we can't do that to ourselves.
That was the turning point thanks to Ashley and Martin Medical Hair Centres. A game that started so promising for the West Tigers and ended in a nightmare. Buzz, you've written this story. Stefano, Galvin want out, but Richo says it won't be happening. Talk us through this.
Well, the two best young players, Lockie Galvin and Yutoka Manu, feel their games are not developing as they should be at the West Tigers, re-coaching and general development. And I'm told both would be prepared to take less money to join a more powerful outfit where, look, Benji is a rookie coach, but he's got John Morris said, they just feel they'd be better suited there. Now, Shane Richardson has said, not going to let you go. I find that a bit rough. Tell you why. Shane Richardson has been in England for weeks trying to get rid of players he doesn't want, like Bud Sullivan. I don't know if it's Bateman, Clem or who, Reedy, but you know he has. Naden. He's trying to get rid of players who are under... He is. He's trying to get rid of players under contract, but he doesn't want to do the same thing.
So what's going on with Galvin? Because Galvin's their next biggest thing. He's burst onto the scene this season and really has done great under the circumstances. You would think, is the future of the club. Now, has he asked for a release? Because that's what we've read over
last Thursday. Yes.
He officially asked for a release.
Yes.
Geez, that's not good.
Does he realise
his agent did, and his agent
there's a 5'8" coming that's won 3 comps that plays Origin in international footy that can develop his game? Does he realise that?
Well, he'd be aware of it, obviously. I mean, they're different situations, right? Because with Galvin, they can stop him going. They've got a contract in place with him. Yutua Kamano is a different situation because at the end of the year, there's every chance he's going to be a free agent. They can't do anything about him. But Galvin, they can. And Richo's rightly saying you're not going anywhere. Because 7 years ago, this club let James Tedesco, Mitchell Moses and Aaron Woods leave the club, and they've never got over it.
But don't you see
Hold on. They've never got over it. So now you want them to say to their best young kid, 18-year-old, their future,
who they asked
you
to
can
play
leave.
for 3 straight weeks with a fracture in his hand with painkilling injections, an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah, but
he didn't like that, neither did his parents and neither did his manager. What you're saying is total hypocrisy.
I did 8 years of age. I played with I'm
sure he got asked.
Well,
it happens a lot.
I don't know how bad the fracture was.
But I'm like, it's not. Listen, they need to fight for him, and they need to keep him. They just cannot let him go. But my worry is, why is he even asking for a release now?
He was walking around the sheds after the game against St George in Wollongong on Thursday or Friday night, telling everyone that he can't wait to get out.
Wow, that's not good.
That's how I got wind of the story. He was telling everyone.
Well, it's up to Benji and Richo to somehow convince him to stay because things aren't good. Hold on. Things aren't good, and the last thing they need is to lose him.
But
Braith, if you're an 18-year-old kid, you had the opportunity to go to Ivan Cleary or Trent Robinson or Shane Flanagan or Craig Bellamy or whoever.
Yep. But he won't beat Munster or that.
No, I'm not. Okay,
there's no golden ticket in our game.
Let's take that.
A contract's a
All
contract.
I'm saying is...
He's contracted.
The West Tigers right now are a complete debacle. I can understand that kid
They gave
being
him an
concerned.
opportunity, though. Can I say this? They gave him an opportunity when other clubs may have not have because he's a young kid. And Benji backed him throughout the pre-season and gave him the opportunity. Yeah. So he may not be in this position where he's got clubs chasing.
Can I say this isn't a flash decision? he went to the club before the start of the year and asked for release. He's now had 3 or 4 months to
Part of the reason he did that was because they bought over the top of him. And Shane Richardson, the pre-season, said to him, look, come back after 7-8 weeks, we'll talk again, but I promise you'll get an opportunity. He has been given that opportunity. He has played basically every game this year. So I think Richo's lived up to his end of the bargain.
Have you spoken to his manager?
You
know when you're managing players, you've managed players who aren't all Cameron Munster.
Who's his manager?
Sometimes, like did Lockie Ilias get the right coaching from
but you know
Jason?
What, Buzz, you know what I don't like about this is that he's a young kid, right, who really should be
Didn't this manager
focusing...
do it to him last time?
Sorry?
Didn't this manager
when
do
Teddy
this to
and
West
Moses,
Tigers? Yeah.
he was involved back
he was
then.
involved.
So Tigers, just put your foot down.
Do you know what the
You
agents...
can't let managers run over your club.
This is what I'm saying, like,
Gordy,
he's
if
a young
you're
kid.
convinced,
Yeah, but-
and mate, you did in the Super League War, you took
It
a
was
year off
totally
because you weren't
different.
happy.
It's totally different
It's
to this
not
situation.
different.
Well, sit out a year, because I did.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Sit out a year.
You
if you
found
don't
it
like it that
unbearable
much,
at
go
St.
sit on the sideline and
But
don't get
you
paid.
found it
'Cause that's what I
unbearable
did.
at St George.
No, I didn't.
So
I signed with Super League and it was a different competition.
Right.
I didn't find it bearable. I asked St George to sign a 10-year deal, right? And they said no. So I
just
signed
using
for another
example of-
conference. No, it was totally different. And if kids don't like it, sit out. If you don't want to get injected, sit out, right? But you sign the contract, live up to it and go
You've
play.
got to also protect the kid, though, because it's not the greatest look to the fans.
Absolutely.
If he gets an opportunity, then all of a sudden he's saying, "I want out of here because we've had a few losses." You got to stick tight. You don't want to be known to be
manager
going
does
around
it
the
to every
sheds.
club.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's done it to every club he goes to.
The Tigers are willing to offer him an upgrade and extension to sweeten the deal, to keep him there if he withdraws the release request. I hope he does, because the last thing this club needs is to lose Lachlan Galvin. This is a 10-year first grader.
Do you think it's a good look what's happening to Lockie at the moment? Being shopped around and trying to look for a release?
I don't know if he's been shopped
Yeah,
around.
I don't think he's been shopped around, Braith, but I mean...
Okay.
And obviously...
So he's asked for release with nowhere to go. Is that what's happening?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
okay,
no use
okay,
going...
yeah.
Look, it's no
Do
use
you
looking
do that
around.
as a manager?
Yeah.
It's no use looking around till you get the release.
You want to ask me that question about being a manager again? Do I go to a club and say, "Hey, can I leave?" But I've got nowhere to go? No.
I don't think you guys appreciate the position the West Tigers are in. They have no major sponsor. Their two biggest walked out. Hold on, they had no home ground.
Yep.
They've got an untried rookie NRL coach who's just lost 9, facing his 10th straight loss this week.
Oh, it's a disaster, Buzz. We know.
And
They do have home grounds.
Yeah.
They've got 3 of them. That's the problem.
no, they don't have a strategy for where they're going.
Well,
So not
they're going to get one
they
in
don't
2
have
weeks.
one.
They're
But
going
they
to announce
don't,
one
I'm
in
just
2
saying
weeks.
they don't have one.
Okay.
They don't have a recruitment officer.
Buzz, that doesn't
The
worry
CEO
players.
is-
Can I
Mate,
just say
the joint's
something?
a mess.
That does
I
not,
wouldn't want to be
The last recruitment
that
officer
does not bother
didn't
players.
leave them in the best way. That's why they're in the mess now. They paid overs for a number of players that are already shipping off.
Who they pay overs
you know
for?
who the last
Bud
recruitment officer
Sullivan.
was. I won't
Yeah,
mention it.
Scott Fulton.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So they went for
Yeah,
Bud
but-
Sullivan and all the rest of them and paid overs and even went for Schuster at Manly at one
Yeah,
point.
but if we're going to start bagging Scott Fulton. I think
Oh,
we've got,
mate, I'm just stating facts, mate.
Yeah, I'm stating the facts
Yeah,
now too. He
yeah.
built that Manly side. He signed Ola Kawatu.
What's that got to do with the Tigers, mate?
Well, no, it's got
We're
nothing
talking
to do
about
with
the
the
Tigers,
but you're
Buzz.
having a crack at a player manager.
Oh, a player manager now or a recruitment
a
officer?
recruitment
You have
officer.
one of
You
those.
are.
You're having a senior moment again.
I am having a senior
It's not-
moment.
it's not
You're
happening.
having a crack at
No,
him,
you're
and
defending
I'm
a mate.
trying to.
You're defending a mate. And look at the way.
He's not a mate of mine.
Isn't he?
No, he's not a
Okay.
mate of mine.
All right. So Bud Sullivan was a good signing.
No, he wasn't a good signing.
Okay.
But does that mean he signed a contract,
Mate,
a binding
you've
contract?
made a big deal out of this here. When I've said you talked about a recruitment officer, and I said he got things wrong, and
He got Bud Sullivan wrong. I agree on that.
But this is the way footy works. Sometimes the players get a raw deal, sometimes the clubs get a raw deal. That's life.
But
That's the
clubs can't
world
do
we
it.
live in.
The clubs can't do a good deal at the moment, because once they do a good deal and they sign a club, sign a player, he plays 3 good games, they come in for an upgrade. Listen, mate, pretend you're unhappy. Let's go somewhere else. So then the club signed this young kid. He's in first grade, and now he's starting to get a bit more attention. Mate, kick up a stink, and we'll get you out of here, and we'll get more money.
And
the
clubs,
one other
mate,
thing
can
I'd
we
say-
protect the clubs for 5 minutes?
And you say the clubs are a rabble, right? It looks that way. But Richo's
It looks that
hold
way.
on, Richo's trying to fix this up. This is what he's
Not
been
doing
brought
a
in
very
to
good
do.
job, Brent.
Well, mate, you can't build Rome overnight, or whatever they say.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Have you worked out what
George-
he did in England yet? Have you worked out why he
Well,
was
I know
in
what he
England?
did in England,
What
but
did
I'm
he
not
do?
telling you, Buzz.
Oh, well, don't you have an obligation as a
Not
journalist
to tell you,
tell?
mate. No.
Oh, well, you obviously don't know what he's done.
Well, I know what he's. I know some of the stuff that's been
Look,
done over there, and for the good of the club.
If you're a West Tigers fan, I look at it this way. You're paying your membership, you're buying your merchandise, and I would not want to support a team where players are putting on a jersey they don't want to be in. And that's two best young players. And you are so in denial if you think they're going all right.
All right, now, Richo,
I didn't say they're going
you're
all
saying that Richo's warned off other clubs from approaching these players.
Well, because not only Galvin, because Galvin's under contract. Actually, no one can approach Stefano either at the moment because his clause at the end of the season hasn't come into effect yet.
Go
so
ask a
neither
Dragons
of those
fan
players
on that,
can be
Buzz.
approached.
I'm just going to go back. Go ask a Dragon fan. Were they happy that the Dragons put their foot down and said, we're not releasing Ben Hunt? And look at them this year. I guarantee the Dragons fan will go, thank Christ.
They said they
Our
weren't
management,
releasing,
thank Christ our management just put a stick in the ground for us as members and said, can we just hold on to our
Well,
players?
they
You
didn't
signed
do
the
that with
contract.
Zach Lomax, Gordy. There's two different
That's what
cases.
they do,
Yeah.
Buzz. It's horses for courses. Do you know what clubs are like? You've been doing this 40 years.
I would not
You know
want
what
to
they're
be
like?
paying money as a member and watch two players put on the jersey who don't want to be there.